Hi, welcome to Changing Mindsets with Louise Namara. Man was created with a desire to be wealthy and the ability to create wealth. Wealth is basically having an abundance of valuable possessions or having lots of money. Now, our cultural beliefs, which shape our mindset, at times hinder the progress of us making wealth. I'll give an example. Sometime back, I traveled up country from Kampala, and that Sunday morning, I struck a conversation with a lady whom had given a piece of work to tailor for me. In our conversation, she mentioned that she had lost her only son 6 months ago, who was about 10 years old, and her husband had walked out on her, leaving her with 2 of their young daughters whom she was struggling to look after. And then she said, "But I'll get another son. I know I'll get another son. I have to get another son." And I asked her, "But aren't the 2 girls that you have enough for you? Why would you go out to have another child when you know you're struggling to look after these 2? And she said, "But you know what? When girls grow up and get married, they go and they leave us the parents alone in the home." I told her, "But even it's the same with the boys. When they get married, they go and they leave their parents alone in the home." And she said, "You're actually right." And then she said, "But we the poor people are different from those who are rich. We the poor, we give birth to so many children, unlike the rich who give birth to very few children." And I asked her, "Why would you go out to have so many children when you know you're poor and you cannot afford to look after them?" And she said, "But it's the culture." Now, in Africa, these cultures are prevalent. Many believe that having many children is a sign of wealth. But my question is, why would you go out to have so many children when you know you cannot afford to look after them? It's because of this that we hear of stories whereby some men leave their homes, abandon their homes because the expense is so high. You hear of children running away from the poor conditions at home and they become street kids. Others join bad groups that commit crimes all over. We hear of early marriages. My question is, are these consequences a sign of wealth? In the Bible, Jesus told his disciples, "Before you make a journey, count the cost." He gave an example of a man if he wants to build a tower, or a king who would want to go out and fight in battle. They have to first sit down and count the cost. Lest they start off their journey, they reach midway and fail to continue, then people will pass by and see them stuck and they ridicule them. It's the same thing with us. Before you go out to have so many children, sit down and count the cost. Can you provide a decent living for your children? Can you provide shelter? Can you provide food and clothing and education? Sit down and count the cost. What about living within our means? I believe that if we put this into practice, with time we'll begin to see that actually the rates of poverty in Uganda and even in Africa will drop because we are living within our means. Thank you.